Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Friday the 15th. And I just found out that Wednesday, 4/13, there was a secret meeting with the Queen, with Charles, and Harry, and Meghan. Here is my disclaimer. And this is my second time recording it. I was so upset a minute ago, I had to re-record. But Harry and Meghan has met with Her Majesty the Queen, with Prince Charles, and on their way over to the Netherlands. That it's a clear the air talks with Queen and Charles. Duke and Duchess face family for the first time since Brexit, and they're doing it on their way over to the Invictus Games in Holland. So it's the first time Meghan's been back in 2 years since they left, and Harry hasn't been back for a year since he was there for the funeral of his grandfather. And it says they arrived incognito on Wednesday and believed to have stayed at Frogmore Cottage, which is where Princess Eugenie lives with her husband Jack and their son August. The couple were spotted walking by a coach of excited churchgoers that were arriving for the Royal Maudry service. So again, it just talks about when Meghan was last there, and I'm sure it was awkward. And I don't personally know how the woman could show her face to the Queen of England and her father-in-law, Prince Charles, after everything that they have done to the family. Talks that they had claimed to since to speak regularly. Well, that was all put to rest when royal sources and Neil Sean and other people had said that it was confirmed that they had not talked to her or met the kids or seen them on Zoom calls, that the Montecito couple were not being truthful about that. Harry, again, hasn't seen his grandmother for a year, and he hasn't been back since he had launched a high court legal action against the Home Office, claiming that it is too dangerous for him to bring his family to the UK. Well, he brought them there now, so I wonder, this says they snuck in incognito. I don't think they were wearing disguises or costumes or anything. I'm sorry, this is really, I can't even get calmed down. I did this the last time. But anyway, so it just goes on to say that after arriving Wednesday and then being there Thursday, that they have since flown to Europe to attend the Princess Invictus Games, the Paralympic-style event that was set up for wounded service personnel that he copied from the USA for our wounded warriors, wounded soldiers. But anyway, it's still for a good cause, and I'm happy that those Paralympics have the opportunity and the ability to showcase their skills and participate in something that makes them feel good about themselves and shows them that they can still be active, and hopefully it will shine a spotlight on them. But I feel like that it's still off the backs of taking advantage of disabled veterans and making money off from it for him and Meghan to be, executive producers or whatever for Netflix and having Netflix go over. And I just wonder how they're going to be received, because if it were me, it would bother me greatly that he feels that instead of being able to go and do a charitable thing and show up, that he has to take a fee because he's like the famous person that's over-representing them. So it just says that basically what we had just said a minute ago. But Charles was also accused of cutting Harry off financially, failing to support him, which he did for a year, and that was what their agreement was, said, which has deeply upset the future king and caused a rift between the pair. They had rarely spoken since before yesterday's surprise olive branch meetings. So does this mean Harry and Meghan called him at the last minute and said, hey, we're gonna land in London and come over to Windsor because we want to see our grandmother the day before she turns 96, which would have been Thursday? Meghan I wouldn't be surprised, because that's something that they would do. Meghan last saw the Queen at an awkward Commonwealth service. Again, we know all that. Let me skip down, excuse me. And then it just talks about the court case that they have. It said it is not known how the couple arrived, whether they took a private jet or flew commercially, but their presence is the talk of locals at the Windsor estate that the Mail understands. And this is a picture of it from the waterfront. Hilariously, given their efforts to keep the visit secret, Harry and Meghan were spotted walking over to Windsor Castle early on Thursday morning by people that were preparing to go to church for the service that Charles was going to be taking over for Her Majesty. And it says that Harry's father, Prince Charles, who was at the residence with his wife, the Duchess of Cornwall, to stand in for the Queen at the service for the first time. Just goes on to talk about that Harry and his father haven't really spoke since the Oprah tell-all interview, which went down like a lead balloon and was immediately removed because then Oprah found out with all the backlash that they weren't being truthful, that they were telling lies, that it was their truth, but it wasn't the truth, because it was all debunked after that. It was said that the supporters of the future king, who say that he had been left desolate by his younger son's rejection. We know that Charles had to take some time off and go to one of his other residences right after that because it had upset him so deeply from the things that Harry had said. It would upset you, especially when somebody's saying something that you know not to be the truth. There has been an intense debate as to whether he and Meghan might use this trip as a chance to see the elderly monarch, who celebrated her 96th birthday on Thursday. Would have been considered an egregious snub had he not. What, is he worried about his image now? Because he's tarnished the image of the royal family and everybody who's a part of it. It's almost like he was trying to make him and Meghan look good because they wanted to put everybody else down and blame everybody else for all of their woes and their whole reason for leaving. But many had wondered whether it could harm his high court case if he did set foot on British soil. Last night, a spokesman for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex confirmed that they had been to Windsor to see the Queen. And, of course, People magazine and all of the newspaper sources and outlets that Meghan and her PR team uses have already put the story out. So, again, she just wants to use the connection that she's still part of the royal family and to say that they've been back over to see him to try to make their image look better after neither one of them showing up for the Thanksgiving service for Prince Philip. It comes after sources close to the couple revealed that Harry and Meghan will be given the VVIP status in the Netherlands, affording them the top-level local protection. Now, I had read somewhere else that was all being paid for by Netflix, but whether or not they got this type of protection, I don't know, which will be seen as an attempt to justify their non-attendance at Prince Philip's memorial service at Westminster Abbey last month over the security concerns. Now they're worried about their image. I don't know how anybody else feels about this, but this is just upsetting me so much. And I felt like that, we've heard that it was reported that from, I think Neil Sean and some of the others, I can't think, maybe Palace Confidential, that if the Queen wanted to remove their titles or ask them to put them in abeyance and not even use the Duke and Duchess to profit off that brand, which is actually part of the royal family brand, that she would want to do that with Harry face to face because she was concerned about his mental health and would want to be able to explain everything to him so that he didn't just get mad and stomp his feet and run off in a huff, and for her to be able to explain how he's really hurting them and it's causing a lot of bad press for them, not so much for what he's saying, but the people who don't agree with having a monarchy, that it just gives them more fuel for the fire. And they know that, and Meghan certainly knows that. So they should be over in the Netherlands now, and it's talking about all the high security and everything they've got. But I need to know what you guys think. Am I getting myself all heated about nothing? Is Charles just not putting on his big boy pants and standing up to Harry? Is he afraid that he's going to write about him or Camilla or any of the other members of the family, and everybody get upset with Charles because he can't control his son and his adult son who acts like a man-child, and is afraid that they're going to put things in there? I can't imagine it's going to be anything that could really hurt them, but the optics don't look good. It's all about them, Harry's truth, and we don't know what he's going to say, but we're hearing different rumors that he's going to take some swipes at him, but he won't take a swipe at the Queen because he wants to be in her will, but that's why he has the book deal to write a book after the death of his grandmother. So what's he going to say about her then? Please leave me your comments. Tell me if this bothers you. Tell me if you think that it was a surprise visit and she wasn't prepared. Do you think she asked him to put the titles in abeyance? Do you think that he was just going over to say, I'm here because I want to wish you a happy birthday, and by the way, we've got a present for you. We didn't bring your great-grandchildren, and you'll probably never meet them, but here we've got you some pictures. Here's a picture frame you can put on your desk, so the next time you're filming something that's going to be put out on TV or the Royal Family Channel, then you can include Archie and Lilybeth and Meghan and I in the pictures. I'm so upset over this. I'm worried that Charles is afraid to stand up to Harry, and he needs to, because if you have spoiled children and you allow them to continue to manipulate you to get their way, then they're going to keep doing that. And until you stand up, put your foot down, let them know what's acceptable, what's not going to be acceptable, and that there's going to be consequences to their actions. And it's a shame you got to do this to adults, but we see that he absolutely has to. What do you guys think? What do you guys think happened? Do you think it was a secret meeting? Do you think they just, popped in and said, hey, we want to see you, Granny. We're going to stay over at cousin Eugenie's place with her and Jack? So leave me a comment, and I'm sorry for being so upset, but let me know. How does this make you feel? What do you think is going on? What's this all about? And I'll talk to you later. I'll be making another video. Have a great day.